Hi guys, welcome back to the Casual Investor Podcast. Aidil Lamza here, your host for this podcast. Thank you, thank you so much for following me, listening to my podcast, looking into my content in TikTok, IG, and also in my podcast episodes. I really appreciate every one of you supporting me from day one. From day one, last year, last 2 years, you've been helping me, supporting me, giving me feedback, giving me positive vibe, giving me a good ideas, to improve myself, to spread love, positivity, and whatnot. I really appreciate. And today's podcast, I'm gonna talk about the financial um, market. As you all know, that recently the market has down again for the past 5 days. Ethereum has gone down from 1.9 US dollar down to 1.6, 1.7, and then Bitcoin also went down about 5% from 24 dropped to uh 23, 22%. I mean 22 or 23k, and then yeah. So stocks are also sometimes up, sometimes down. So it depends on the ability that the holding power that you have. When you invest, you need to have the power of patience. Sometimes I do have no patience, seriously, to be honest. I do sell off things. I do regrets on I do have some my regrets that I lost a potential of 5 figures, dropped back to 4 figures. My goal was 6 figures, right? As you guys know, I was aiming a certain amount of 100k, but now it really fall down. And yeah, it's one of the biggest lesson learned, to always take profit when you invest in crypto. you know no matter what, you invest in certain investment like high volatility, like crypto assets, NFTs, you always need to take profit. When should you take a profit? Is when you think that your money has 2x, or maybe the money has been, it depends on the coins or the particular assets that you look into. So the one that, I guess, for crypto, if you already have 10x or maybe 20x, is I suggest it's better you just take profit and let the remaining capital run. If your capital is bigger than your profit, you take back your capital. But if your profit is bigger than your capital, I suggest you go and take out your profit, let the capital run, because this is very important. I have really tried my best to let the profit run, but eventually, the ratio of the profit is actually much bigger than the capital. So I guess, lesson learned, always take the one that whichever is bigger. So you subtract, you count back how much you have really deposit or capital in, and then you subtract with the earnings that you already currently, maybe 2x, 10x, or maybe 20x. If crypto is, everything is possible. So yeah. um like I say, I do have client or followers that has lost money in Luna. They thought that Luna can go very high, can go even like 10, 20x, but even that, when they enter, it's already like a rug pull. So yeah, some already lesson learned and they don't want to invest anymore. I mean, like, you can always invest in other assets. It's never gonna stop learning in investing, and never gonna stop investing. Continue with what you have, continue with the investments that you feel more comfortable, like ETF, index fund, like real estate. I mean, these are assets that is what we call this stable, for long term. I mean, not that kind of stable in terms like really stable, no. It's because it it is not volatile compared to like crypto, where you at a peak and then it went down. For crypto, it will straight away, the volatility is insane. But if you talk about like stocks, general stock market, general index fund and whatnot, these are assets classes whereby when it drop they will return up back a little, and then it's when you compare 10 to 20 years down the road, um, the previous history, when you look into all the graph, you zoom out, it's actually going up, constantly going up. Wherever it goes down, it will always constantly going up. So that is called an uptrend stability. So yeah, do not worry lah if you really invest in this kind of assets, but you should be worried if you are into like crypto. It's always good that it's a semi investing. It's so called at the same time investing, at the same time take profit. You see, so for assets like stability, like stock dividends or ETF or REITs, use those mechanism. Whatever income that you got, your passive income, cash flow income, or even the profit that you got from crypto, you know band those profit back into those stability assets. So one thing that I didn't do, my lesson learned, is I put it a little, in them. So I should put more instead, rather than I put more in crypto. So now I also did my mistake. Everyone here, as an investor, as a trader, never scared to make a mistake. Because why? When you make a mistake, when you make something that is against the rule, you are actually making yourself better, because you keep on learning. You are learning, and also you don't gonna follow the same mistake like what you did previously. So these are these are learning points that you can learn. You see, these are learning points that you can bring up yourself, and then improve yourself even better, and be a smart investor, a smart trader, rather than just gonna take profit here and there without thinking when is the, you're gonna hold for long. I mean, like, for stability coin, you're gonna hold like the top 10 by all means, but still the volatility is strong. You see, like Solana, you see, like Ethereum, you see from 4,000 plus it dropped back to 1,000, almost half. You see, so it's like almost like what can say 60 to 70% drop. You don't see this in stock market. You only can see that stock market can drop a lot, at least 30%. The other remaining people still holding. The other remaining people are still, taking profit, and then they reinvested back in the same thing. So that's ways of you putting your money, allocate your money in the right way, putting from taking from one place to another, shifted from one place to another assets, from one other assets to other category. So these are how traders and investors out there also are doing. So this is not financial advice, it's just based on how I interpret it, because I myself did that. If you have a spare cash like now, what is the best thing to do right now with bear market? Some people are investing in NFT, free mint, and then trying to get, the whitelist, and then pay for the gas, and then sell the particular NFT at a decent price, and then get out from the project. Now people are just putting monies somewhere, and then, hoping that there are some returns in there. So these are common in, even in Twitter space. These are how people making money. Go into the project, and then when the time is right, when the time is good, they will start to withdraw, and then hold certain. Maybe they bought 10 of it, and then 10 of the NFTs particular project, and then they sell maybe half of it, and then they keep the other half. So, and then they proceed to the next collection. So this is normal. These are normal steps or strategy that people is gonna do. Then they get the money again, they roll again to the somewhere else. Like, doesn't mean, like I say, in Twitter, in the NFT world, it's really totally difficult for you to see whether is that particular NFT really works or not, because sometimes you just pay for the gas fee, and then you hope it to turn to like 0.1. You know, from a free mint to 0.1 is something that people look for. If let's say 0.01 is something like, oh man, it's like you spending your entire few months or weeks to just get the whitelist, and then it's only like, you get the money back like almost like few below than 100. I think it's not worth it. If let's say anything above 100, which is like 0.05, 0.06 ETH. These are anything above. I mean that is like reliable because you're gonna buy at least more than 10, so you're gonna sell it the entire collection. I mean that is the best way to make money. But if you don't get the whitelist, you buy in secondary market, it's gonna be it's gonna be a gamble because you don't know whether that one that you buy is it at the lowest price or maybe at the highest price. You know, majority when it goes to the secondary market is already like highest price. You know, it depends on the project. Sometimes that particular NFT project, once really listed in OpenSea, is the lowest, and then it went out a certain thing at a certain price, compared to like Lady Ape or Woman Ape Yacht Club. These are small little collection. They only have like 700 and I think it's 2.1k. So they have limited supply. So the volume is always big, and then that is where the number of ETH is always increasing and increasing. Yes, for that, of course, it can go quite well, but for supply that is above 5k, supply that is above 3k, these are all gambles sometimes. So we even the 10k for the supply for 10k, so we are not sure whether it can go fly, but some certain NFTs project do fly, you know, due to their developers, due to the community. So follow the money. For NFT you need to follow the money, follow the community, where it goes, that is where the money is lah. So yeah, with that, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It's all about NFT, crypto, and stock market allocation and whatnot. So with that, I really appreciate every one of you listening to this podcast. It's already been time's up about 11 minutes already. We're gonna not talk so much because people has been giving me feedback, so they just want to have short podcasts and whatnot. So I'm listening to you guys feedback and I applying it to you. Hopefully this will benefit every one of you there, and have a good day. This is Friday. Have a good weekend also, good weekend, and yeah, happy investing and take care. Please support my Patreon. Please give me a like, share, follow my Instagram, my podcast, and TikTok. I really appreciate so much, and have a good day. Bye bye.